Hello guys and welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video we'll be taking a look at the finals of the Blitz Chess Championship match played in New York City between Ian Nepomniachtchi and Magnus Carlsen. This is the first time that both the players won the championship and Magnus shares his position with Ian Nepomniachtchi. So here we see that there were games played where in two matches Magnus won, and then after that two matches Ian won, and after that the three games were just a draw. And if one wins, he is just the champion because there is no rule of Armageddon in this format. And so Magnus is tired and he offers Ian to share his position, being number one, winning this game, and he is ready because Magnus would have the white pieces in the next game, and Ian is afraid that maybe he could lose against Magnus in this upcoming game. So he agrees and they ask FIDE. FIDE also agrees, and so they come up with being winners. Both win the Blitz Championship. And now we will be looking at the matches played between Magnus Carlsen and Ian Nepomniachtchi. So let's take a look. So this is the first game played by Magnus. This is, I guess, the second game played by Magnus against Ian Nepomniachtchi. And here Magnus has the white pieces. He goes for the Alpen Sicilian defense, something like that. The game continues. We see moves by Magnus. This is just classical chess here. Mostly theory here. Up till move 10 as well, just theory. And you can see how long the theory continues. Here, after move 15, we see a bit of chess starting to come into play. Ian starts to push the queen, trying to attack some way or take this free pawn over here, but instead Magnus protects that pawn here, and then he offers a queen trade. Instead Magnus refuses the queen trade. Both are better, and now after this pawn Magnus has a better position because this bishop just gets sacrificed for not a good reason. This is a bad trade, and now Ian goes back trying to make up the defense. To note something is that Ian has all these three pawns still stacked up here, while Magnus has room for his king to move. The game continues. We see the rook trying to come into the play. Magnus brings up his queen, and now Magnus has a better chance to play after this move here, because this permits Magnus to play move like f3, blocking the bishop. Now bishop has to move back. Instead he goes for a sacrifice and he takes back with the bishop instead of taking with the pawn, because if he took back with the pawn, that's really bad for him. So instead Magnus takes with the bishop. We see queens coming off the board. And now we end up in such a situation that it's probably going to be a checkmate. In just few moves, you would end up in a position like this, and that's just checkmate. So this is the match where Ian won with the black pieces, and after this game, all the three games that were played were then draw. So Ian goes for French defense, the Stinitz variation. By move 7, we see a bit of development on the side, it's classic French defense going on. There is not much in the game right now, but then Magnus starts to blunder his position. So by move 19, where he moves his queen to a bad square, Ian takes up some good squares, and he has control of the black diagonals, which is now bad for Magnus. We see some trades. Magnus is still better off. It's quite a balanced position. Magnus can win this. But now Ian comes up with two great moves, while Magnus is not playing well here. He blunders because now he just gives up a free bishop for no reason. Instead, the engine wants Magnus to move this to f1, and that would still give a slight edge to Magnus to play with. And then after this free bishop, he goes rook to b7. And now another great move heading towards a checkmate. Magnus tries to defend. Ian comes with the brilliant move, checking the king. If the queen takes, the knight he will give a discovered check to the king, and now if the king moves out, we just lose the queen, and now you're winning. Probably you're just winning because there is no chance for white to play. So yeah, this game ends with resignation from Magnus, and Ian wins this, and after that we see 3 draws in a row. So this is the last game they play before heading to a draw. Both are equal. The game is quite balanced. They play brilliantly, great game of chess. So the game is quite balanced, and they simply end up in a draw. And so that brings us to the end of the video. I hope you liked it. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video. Till that, take care. Goodbye.